Imagine if every time you felt the urge to splurge and buy the new gadget, buy the new upgrade of the latest iPhone or anything like that, you decided to make a decision based on a millionaire mindset rather than just wanting the latest gadget. What if you started having your money work for you instead of the brands selling to you? Today we are talking about the millionaire mindset and specifically how one certain habit can be actually costing you thousands of pounds, not just the amounts that you think you are losing by buying products, but actually a lot more in the long term. It is one of the things that I've wanted to talk about for a while since I decided to do Millionaire Mindset Mondays, and it's something that we see all the time. It's this upgrade fever that we see. And what I'm going to talk about applies not just to, for example, upgrading to the latest phone, but this is the example we're going to go with because it's quite easy to calculate. Now, upgrade fever stems from this belief that in order to be happy or in order to be wealthy or perceived as wealthy, you need to have the latest gadgets. And what I want to show you is actually if you want to become wealthy, then buying the latest upgrades is completely the worst thing that you could be doing. And I will have you know that I never purchase the latest iPhones or anything like that. I tend to have quite old iPhones and I literally use them up until I can't use them anymore. And even when it comes to then upgrading my phone, I will never upgrade to the latest phone because it is just such a waste of money. And we're going to look at the details, okay? So the first thing to talk about is the hidden cost of buying a new iPhone, because it's not just the price that you think you are paying for it. Once you understand this, all of the rest, the sort of mindset shift will come along with it, hopefully. So people who are truly wealthy will often ask themselves, does this purchase make me richer? Does it grow my wealth? Or is it something that's just going to satisfy a fleeting want? And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you never to buy things you want. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to show you how you need to start thinking about these purchases. So let's have a look at this article that I found on the eToro website. So now this was back in September, but it still stands. So we are going to talk about the hidden cost of constantly upgrading your phone. And if you look at the 5-year resale value of popular products versus the 5-year performance of the company's share price, you will see insane results. So an iPhone 12 bought in 2020 for £799 is now worth just £150. That is a staggering 81% loss in value. Now, if that same £799 had been invested in Apple stock, these shares could potentially be worth over £2,100 today. And you can see here a comparison for not just the iPhone, but other big ticket or viral consumer purchases. So you can see here the Nintendo Switch bought in 2020 has lost 70% of its value, yet the Nintendo stock is up 14% over the same time period. A Sony PlayStation 5 has fallen 36%, but Sony shares have risen 12%. And even a £90 Abercrombie hoodie now sells for about £40 secondhand, while Abercrombie's share price has jumped 33%. So obviously you can pause and see that table as much as you want, but essentially you want to look at the depreciation table, which shows how much that asset has depreciated in 5 years versus the 5-year compound annual growth rate. So like I said, you might need a new phone and that's okay, but do you need, first of all, the latest phone? And secondly, are you willing for it to cost you not just that £800 that you are spending now, but actually potentially £2,000 over the longer term? Hopefully that makes sense. Now, this difference in money that you can have in your pocket is not created by the amount of money you had or have. It's created by your mindset, right? Because if your mindset is, I need the latest gadget, then you are losing all of that money. But if your mindset is, I have that money, but instead of spending it, I'm going to invest it, then you are growing your wealth and you are thinking like a millionaire. Shift your everyday mindset into the wealth mindset. You need to start every time you are purchasing something. Ask yourself, what if I invested this money instead? Most regular people invest in their lifestyle instead of investing in the businesses that make money off of that lifestyle. Does that make sense? You are only investing in that latest iPhone because of the hype around it, because of the brands knowing how to sell to you, because of this fear of missing out, because everyone else has it and everyone else is talking about it. But how good is it going to feel when 5-10 years down the line, you have all of this money that other people don't because you made the conscious decision to invest in the business rather than the lifestyle? And yes, once you have your millions, it doesn't matter. But we're talking about a millionaire mindset of getting those millions, getting wealthy. And actually, a lot of the time, brands try to sell you the lifestyle without sort of telling you that actually your whole chase for this lifestyle and wanting to prove something actually stops you from becoming wealthy. And think about it. How many gadgets that you have purchased over the long term? How many of them do you actually remember? But actually, you will definitely remember when you see your wealth growing over time. And if you are new to this, what you could consider doing is using the reward psychology aspect of celebrating every sort of upgrade that you have resisted buying by tracking every investment that you make instead of a purchase, instead of an upgrade, and then seeing how much that value goes up. So making maybe your own sort of tracker and going, okay, I was going to buy the latest iPhone, but I've invested this much instead. Let's see how much it's worth in 5 years. Also, remember that we used to have this mindset of repairing things as long as you could before you bought something new. And if you adopt the repair it and then invest the difference approach, again, you will see your wealth compounding over time. So instead of buying a new iPhone for £1,000, if it costs you 300 to repair it, spend that 300, invest the 700, and see how that compounds and over time covers the cost of the repair. Now, in order to fight the fear of missing out mindset, there are 3 things that you can do. The first one is you do need to balance the enjoyment of today with sort of trying to plan for your tomorrow, for your future. So, like I've mentioned already, it's not about never buying things you want. It's about prioritizing and making the right decisions. And I don't know about you, but for me, I feel happier seeing my wealth growing and knowing that I have, for example, a work optional approach to life than having the latest iPhone. I can still make phone calls, I can still text, I can still access social media, take photos and everything with the older iPhones. They really don't change that much over time. The second one is, like I mentioned, focus on living for value, not validation. So just ask yourself, does this purchase build my net worth or just boost my image? This is a really powerful question that you need to ask yourself each time. This kind of reminds me of how millionaires, true wealthy people, they don't wear, for example, t-shirts with like a big, Gucci logo or writing or something. Most of the time they are just wearing good quality, nice, simple clothes rather than being all flashy and wasting, all this money on flashy things. And then they can buy boats and things like that. And the third and final thing is to always remember every single purchase that you make is an opportunity to choose your future self over like momentary trend chasing. So again, it's not about going without in the kind of present. So if you genuinely really need something, your phone is broken, you need a new phone, it's not about saying no to that. It's about not chasing the trends, the hypes, not overpaying for stuff, and not buying stuff when you don't absolutely need it. So hopefully that has given you some food for thought in this Millionaire Mindset Monday. Let me know, What would you invest in if you skipped your next upgrade? Would it be Apple or would it be a different share? Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. It really does help. And if I'm making videos every day, then I need all the help I can get. Join me next week on Millionaire Mindset Monday as we try to essentially build our wealth one smart choice at a time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.